I think we're ready to start. Okay. So, bonjour tout le monde. Good morning, everyone. My name is Antoine Bergeon, and I'm the program coordinator here at the Ottawa branch. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that the land on which the National Association of Federal Retirees Ottawa branch office is located is traditional unceded territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabe people. So on behalf of the branch, I'm pleased to welcome you to today's webinar, which is titled Gentle Joint Workout, Focusing on Hip and Knee Mobility and Strength. So that's presented by Meg Stickl-Kroeker, who is the owner of a local business, AIM Fitness. So Meg will lead us through a great 45-minute workout, which will be focused on mobility, strength, stretches, and balance. Veuillez noter que le webinaire sera présenté en anglais, mais la participation bilingue est toujours encouragée. I also want to give a special welcome here to anyone who is not yet a member of the association. We hope that these webinars will inspire you to join us. And to our members, we hope that these webinars will encourage you to maintain your membership. We also encourage you to help us grow by participating in our annual mega recruitment drive. So right now, if you recruit a new member, it'll enter you in a draw to win some amazing prizes, including $10,000 in cash, courtesy of Johnson Insurance. So we'll be sure to give you all the details in our follow-up email. Finally, if you have any questions for Meg, please type them in the chat box throughout the session, and Meg will be able to answer them after the workout has concluded. Okay, that's it for me. So I'll turn over the presentation to Meg.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Antoine. Thanks everyone for joining today. I hope you're doing well on this snowy day. All right, so I'm just going to connect to my microphone and then we'll get started. All right, so as Antoine says, we are going to be focusing on a nice gentle joint workout. We're going to start sitting down. So I encourage you to make sure that you can see me well, you can move your chair any way that you need. And we're going to start by sitting close to the middle or the edge of your chair, so you have lots of space right behind you. All right, so we're going to start by getting warmed up. So we're going to start with a nice gentle twist, stretching your back. Now, if you have osteoporosis, you may choose just to go halfway, so you're not overdoing it. And if your back does bother you, go slow, take your time. All right. So as you probably know, you probably heard a little bit about myself, but I offer one-on-one personal training, and I also do group fitness classes. I've been doing this for 16 years, 10 years full-time. And what I've come across in my years of working with adults 50 plus and seniors is a lot of people who struggle with joint pain. So maybe it's arthritis, maybe it's knees and hips bothering them for all sorts of different reasons. So what I found is that there are different movements that can really relieve discomfort, pain, and tightness as well. So we are going to be focusing on that today. All right, so let's get warmed up with those legs. Start by lengthening one leg at a time. All right, and if you want to, you can always turn on your camera. It's always nice to know that you're here exercising with me. So lengthen the leg and flex that foot. So you're pointing your toe up towards the ceiling. We're going to maintain a straight back. So again, sit away from the back of the chair. And then with the arm, opposite arm, we're going to be leaning and reaching. So if you want to, you can really lean, hinging from your hips. And you should feel a nice stretch right up the back of that leg. All right, breathing in and out. So what I do encourage you to do is listen to your body today. So if you have a knee or hip that gives you problems, or you are experiencing some tightness or pain, do what you can. I am going to be giving different options during our workout. So don't overdo it. You don't have to impress anybody, but really do what you can. All right, from here, we're going to move a little more towards the edge of the chair, and we're going to be adding a tap to the side. So really warming up those hips. So one side at a time. And try to maintain good posture here. Good. All right, now if you've had a hip replacement and going this far out is a little more challenging for you, go halfway. That's just fine. All right, very good. So what you should expect today is to feel like you have exercised, but you should feel like it's been a very gentle workout. So there's no straining. We're not going to do any jumping, nothing on the floor. It'll all be done standing or seated as we're doing now. All right, now from here, we're going to add your arms. So let's reach out to the side, doing the same arm, same leg. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. All right, well done. Now, those of you who want to challenge your brain this morning, we're going to do the opposite arm, opposite leg, reaching to the side, and continue with that tap. So you should be feeling this, right? In the hip area, inner and outer thigh. Good. Continue with the opposite arms for 5. Good. And 4. 3. And 2. Good job. And 1. And last one here. Good. All right. So we're going to keep your feet where they are. Now walk them away from you, and we're going to be leaning over to stretch your back. So you can slide your hands down towards your feet, go as far as you can, and then slide back up. Now, those of you with osteoporosis, keep that back nice and straight. You may not go quite as far. And if your back bothers you, same thing, just go halfway. If you really want to stretch, notice that how far you can go. Good. Now, often when we are tight in our hips, in the back of the legs as well, we get quite tight in our hamstrings, it can affect our back, it can affect our lower back. So it is good to think about stretching as we get warmed up for our main focus, the main event, knees and hips today. All right, now if you've got arthritis in your hands, walk your fingers down your legs, making sure that you're moving your thumb and also the baby fingers. Good. All right, good. Let's do that 3 more times. Remember to come up nice and straight each time. So walk those fingers down your legs, come back up. 2 more. Very good. And then 1 more time. Awesome. And back up. All right, so I did mention the back of the legs we get to be quite tight in. So we're going to be straightening and lengthening the one leg. And as you do this, move towards the edge of your chair, middle to edge, so you can lengthen that leg really easily. So what we're going to do is we're going to see how tight you are, and we're going to work on flexibility. So let's lean over and reach and see how close you can come to that toe without straining, without pushing, without doing too much. So just notice. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do this 10 times. We're going to bring your arm all the way back. And then I want you to lean and reach towards your toes. Okay, and the goal is to keep that leg straight and is to stretch out the back of the hamstring. All right, so breathing in, breathing out. And oftentimes when I do this one with different groups, people right away feel that stretch in the back of the leg, but they also notice that as the muscle warms up, they can go a little further. All right, good. And in order to protect our knees and hips, it's good to target our tight muscles. And mostly it is the back of the body that gets really tight. So your back, you might notice your back is often sore, and often it's the back of the legs that you notice. And why does this happen? Well, just from sitting we can get really tight. Or if you go for a walk and if you are active, we don't always stretch. So it's good to do this one. All right, 1 more here, and then we're going to see if you can go a little further. So reach and just notice, can you reach a bit further than when we started? I sure can. All right, so let us know in the chat after we do the other side. Let us know if you could go further. So if you can, write a yes in the chat, okay? Let's do the other side. So again, flex that foot. We're gonna lean, we're gonna reach without straining. All right, already I feel like this is needed. Very tight in the back of this leg. So let's sit up nice and straight, bring your arm back, and then lean over and reach. Breathing in, breathing out. All right. And it is normal. A lot of people ask, is it normal? One side is tighter than the other. Yes. Yeah, it definitely is normal. That could be because the reason for that could be we are using one side more than the other. We all have a dominant leg. Or it could be that you've had an injury, maybe a hip or knee replacement, or just some weakness on one side, which can then affect the tightness and your abilities. All right, 3 more here. Good, and 2. And then 1 more. All right, so here's the test again. Lean and reach without bending that knee. Lengthen and see if you can go further. Holding it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on up. All right, so now's your time to hop into the chat. If you could go further on one side or the other, write a yes in the chat. And then on your way back, we're going to stand behind your chair. So we're going to stand up for the next movements. All right, let's see. Okay, a few people are writing yes. Awesome, that's so good to see. So this is one I would say do every day, every morning when you get up. That's where we often feel really tight. After a walk, do it as well. And the more you do it, it'll become habit, it'll become routine. Okay, lots of yeses. Yes, both. Awesome. Good, good. All right, so continue to let us know. This is fun for all of us to see. And then our next one we're going to do, this is more of a flow, mobility flow. So we're going to start with one leg back, one leg in front. So it looks like this. You can have your feet right in line with those hips. Have a bit of space between your legs. Have that chair in front. And we're going to start by lifting the heel and then lifting the front toe. So you can hold on to that chair for balance if you need to, or with one hand. I told you there'd be options. So one hand looks like this, reaching with the one hand. And then the other option is using both arms, reaching and then coming back. So choose your option today. And this is a good one to really warm up the legs, warming up the back of the legs and the front of the legs. All right, and this one is gentle as well. Should feel nice. But just because something is gentle doesn't mean it's not effective. Sometimes we think, oh, I have to be sweating, I have to be pounding and lifting heavy weights in order for a workout to count. No, that is not the case. That is not the case. It's important to be gentle, to treat our bodies kindly, and also to know our limits. What can we do that benefits us instead of leading to injury? All right, good. Now from here, I want you to lift your back heel. You might have to move your chair a little bit. And I want you to press that back heel to the floor. Lift the heel and lower the heel. Now for me, my legs are long. I'm going to give myself a bit more space in between the feet. You can do that too. Now as we do this, we're going to do a bicep curl. So we're lengthening the arm as we press your heel back to the floor. So again, we're stretching right into the back of that leg. Hold on for balance if you need to, or you can lift that arm. Good. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 5 more. Good. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. All right, lower that heel and we're going to find our balance. So bring both arms in front if you can, or hold on for balance. That chair is there and we're going to hold it here. Now, as we're balancing, it really helps to tighten up your core and find a focal point. So let's hold it here. Now, if you're able to, we're going to squeeze those arms back, reach and squeeze, bending at the elbows, squeezing your shoulder blades together. If you need to keep holding on, no problem. Just do one arm at a time. Okay, keep going. Let's do 5 and 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Good. All right, hold on to that chair, step aside the foot, and we're going to walk it out. Now, one option is to lift your feet off the floor like I'm doing, or a more gentle option is keeping your toes on the floor, lifting your heels. All right, so choose that option. This is a nice stretch for the hips, for the knees, or lift. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so feet together, step close to the chair, and we're going to step back with the other leg this time. All right, so here we go. We're going to be lifting the back heel, press the heel to the floor. So lift and press, lift and press. Now your option here is to hold on, and we're adding our bicep curl with the other arm. So lift up to the shoulder, lengthen the arm back. Good. Or challenge your balance if you want, if you're up for that. And feel that nice deep stretch up the back of the leg as you press the heel each time. Let's do another 5 and 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Good. Now sinking here, bending into the front leg, back leg is straight. This time we're going to be finding our balance. Take the arms wide and then elbows and hands in together. Facing the front. Again, finding your focal point. Think about squeezing your shoulder blades back together. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 5 more. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, step aside that other foot. And again, we're going to walk it out, marching or heel lifting. All right, good job. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so the next one we're going to focus on is the hamstring curl. So we want to bend your knee, kick the leg back. All right, so this is very gentle on the knees. If you can only go halfway, that's all right. I do recommend starting to hold on to the chair. Okay, and we're going nice and slow, alternating legs here. And this is the part of the body we're working, is the back of the legs. If you do have knees that bother you, we want to strengthen the muscles above the knee and below the knee. And that can help to take pressure off your knees. I have a client I'm working with right now who is waiting any day for a phone call from her surgeon to book her knee replacement. So we're focusing on exercises to strengthen the muscles around her knee so that when she has the surgery, she can recover faster because she's already using and strengthening those muscles. So it's good. If anyone else is waiting for knee or hip surgery, that's the best thing you can do, is be active and really keep that body going and strong before you go. All right, so we're going to focus on one side at a time. So we're going to focus on that one leg, bending the knee and lowering down, a gentle tap down. Okay, so we'll do this 10 times. So here we are. This is 3 and 4 and 5. Make sure your knee is pointing down to the floor. 6, 7, 8, 9. One more for 10. All right, other side, changing legs. 1, 2, keeping our shoulders back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and 10. All right, excellent. So let's walk that out again. Great job. All right, so the next one we're going to focus on is for hips. This is called the hip hinge. Again, we want to be behind that chair and take a few steps away from the chair. So quite often when we lean over, we tend to round our back. Today, we're going to be focusing on hip hinging. So this means we want to keep your body nice and straight, and right from your hips is where you want to bend. So our back stays nice and straight. A slight bend to those knees can help. And then we're going to rise back up. So what I would suggest is, if this is new to you, hold on, and we're going to be hip hinging. So leaning over, your face will come close to the chair, and then rise back up. So again, here we go. Good for mobility, good for hip strength, and then rise back up. And if you're not sure if you're doing it correctly, you can place your hands on your hips, and you should be able to press back. And then just notice that you're folding in half. Hips go back, bum goes back, and then back up. So let's do a few more, using the chair if you need to. All right, so you should feel a bit of a stretch once again in the back of the legs. Good. You might feel this in the hip area too. All right, nicely done. Let's do 5 more. Good, and 4. If you do find you're getting dizzy, or if it's too much with your blood pressure, then you don't have to go quite as low, okay? A few more. Let's do 2 more. Good, and 1. All right, excellent, that's good. So to stretch that out, we'll take a side step, and you can either bring your hands right in front together, just focus on those legs, or you can add a swing, swinging those arms to the side. All right, good. Okay, so we're going to do another one that's going to be beneficial for the hips. So we'll stand once again close to that chair, bending the knees. We're going to be lengthening your leg back. So we're pressing back, and alternate legs with me here. So one leg and then the other. Try to keep your upper body straight, and we are lengthening that leg back, pressing back, leading with your heel. And you should feel this in a few different places. Your glutes should be tightening up, feeling this in the back of the legs as well. Good. And this is another good one for mobility, to keep those hips moving. All right, nice. Now, if you can only go halfway back, that's all right. Do what you can. Good, let's go 4 more per side. 4. And if you want to find your balance here, you can. Lifting one hand is fine. Good, a few more. Good, you'll notice I'm going slow. We don't want to rush through these movements. Take your time. And 1 more per side. All right, good. Let's go back to our side step. Stretch those legs. All right, nicely done. All right. Now, I would love to hear from you as we continue on, where we've got lots more planned for you, but I'd love to hear, what is your big focus right now? Is it to work on your knees? Is it to work on your hips? Or is it for balance? Or both, all of the above. So let me know in the chat. You can just post a comment, write hips if that's a main concern, knees, or balance, or both. Okay, now we're going to go back to one leg at a time. So the same exercise. So bending into those knees, we're going to focus on the one leg. Lengthen the leg back, squeezing your glutes, and lowering that foot. Once again, same side, back. Good, and lower. Extend that leg back. If you're typing right now, you need to catch up after. 10 on each side, okay? That's what we're doing. All right. And make sure the leg that you're standing on has a slight bend. So slight bend to that knee. Do 5. Good, I see lots of comments coming into the chat. I'll get to them later, but thank you for letting us know. All right. 2 more here. Good. And 1 more. Lengthen that leg back and lower. Good. We'll go back to our side step. All right, I'm going to see a few. All right, knees and back. Someone has posted. Both knees, hips. It's a nice variety. Good. All right, let's go back to the other side. Knees, another knees. All right. Going back to our chair, bending both knees, keep that knee soft, lengthen the leg back. Really focusing here. Good. And just notice, how do your hips feel for this one? Think about squeezing the bum as you press back. Great job. Let's do 5 more. You can always find your balance if that feels good for you today. 4. And 3. 2. And 1. Good. All right, let's go back to that side step. This time circling our shoulders back. All right, hips and balance. Yeah, often there is a correlation between finding that you're weak in one area and it affects your balance. So that's so what happens is, often if you strengthen your legs, strengthen the area that's bothering you, your balance sometimes starts to improve on its own. Okay, good. All right, so we're going to do another one for our hips, another one for the hips. I've got a few options for you for this one. So this time you're going to stand with your chair beside you, hand on your hip, bend both knees again. So again, this will make it a little more comfortable on the knees. And option 1 is to tap your toe out to the side. So let's start with this option. We'll do 5 of these. So tapping out to the side, working our hip here, outer thigh. 1 more time. All right, we're going to do the other side. Give yourself a bit of space. So bending into the knee, keeping it soft, tapping to the side. Good. 3, 4, and 5. All right, back to the other leg. This time you've got an option. You can either tap like we've been doing, or you can lift. Slowly up, pause, and lower your foot down. So let's do 5 of these. So this is 1 and 2 and 3. Your shoulders back as well. 4 and 5. Try to go the same pace as me. I know some people are speeding through this one. Slow it down. And 5. All right, let's walk that out. Good, so you should be feeling that one. You should be feeling that one down the side of your leg. Let's do the other side here, bending into the knee. If it's too much to lift, you know the other option, tap. So let's lengthen and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good, we're gonna do it 1 more set on each side. Okay, so going back to your option, tap or lift. 1 and 2. If you want to work your balance, hold on maybe with one finger or arms to the side. 4 and 5. Good, other side. Bending both knees first. Here we go. Lengthen. 1. Challenging the balance. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Good. All right, let's walk that out. Again, choose your march of choice. Heels up or feet up. All right, great job. So we've been doing lots for the hip area. Let's move to our knees. We're going to focus on our knees next. All right, so this is an exercise that has helped a lot of my personal training clients. One particular woman who found it was really difficult to do stairs because she lives in an apartment. She just doesn't do them too often. She really was struggling, had to hold on to her daughter's arm when she did stairs. With this exercise and a number of others, and working with her for a number of months, she is able to do stairs on her own. So exciting, so wonderful to hear that. She has bad arthritis in her knees, and this one was fine for her. So I want to show you this one too, because you're gonna feel good with this one, I hope. So hold on to your chair for balance, and we're going to have one foot right in front of the other. Now, the key for this one is to keep your feet flat on the floor and to take your hips back. So I'll show you what it looks like. So we're going to bend your knees. As you do so, take those hips back in a hip hinge, which we practiced, and then simply straighten up. So this is a variation on the lunge. I'm sure you've done lunges before. And this one is gentle because your legs are nice and close and you want to work within your limits. All right, so hips back, slight bend to those knees, and then rise back up. Now make sure the back heel stays on the floor. Sometimes it likes to lift. All right, so that's 5. We're going to do 5 more. Breathing in and out. Good. And again. Good. 3 more. Good. And 2. All right, and 1. Good. Now, while we're here, you can notice how you're feeling. Hopefully that one was good for you. Bend the knees and find your balance. So one arm out to the side, maybe balancing with one hand on the chair, or reach the arm to the side. So as you're balancing, we want to think about tightening up your core. Pull your stomach in, find a focal point. Look straight ahead. All right, we're going to hold it here. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, nicely done. Let's walk that out before we switch to the other side. All right, switching legs. Here we go. Opposite foot in front. Okay, and you may notice one side is easier to do than the other. That's okay. Hips back as you bend those knees and straighten your legs. Breathing in, breathing out. Really stick that bum back behind you, leaning towards your chair. Inhale and exhale. All right, that's good. Let's do another 5. Good, and 4. And 3. 2. And 1. All right, good. Now finding our balance, keep your feet where they are. Bending slightly into the knees, one arm to the side, find your focal point, tighten up that stomach, shoulders back, hold it here. And if you're wobbly, then hold on with a finger or 2, that can help. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release. All right, let's go back to our side step to stretch those legs, and we'll do our bicep curl, hands up towards your shoulders. Okay, so hopefully that one felt good and that your legs in general are feeling well strengthened. This is good. Let's do 3 and 2 and 1. All right, I've got another one for strength. This one is a squat. We're going to again use that chair for balance. I'll show you from the side though. So we want our feet to be about as wide as our hips, toes are out to the side, and we're going to bend those knees. And as you do so, we want to take our hips back. So again, just like we've been practicing the last exercise and with that hip hinge. So hips go back. This means your toes will, or your knees won't go past your toes. Sometimes I see this, and this is going to be really hard on your knees. So think about pressing those hips back like you're sitting back on a chair. Okay, so legs are wide, hips back. You can have a hand on your hip. Sometimes that helps. So here we go. Now, if your knees are bothering you, you can also go halfway. So just a mini squat is fine. And we're targeting the muscles right here in the front of the thighs. And so again, we want to think about strengthening and stretching, keeping our body moving. Inhale and exhale, another 5. Really think about hips back, keeping that back straight, hinging forwards. Last 3 and 2 and last one. All right, excellent. Let's go back to our side step, swinging those arms. All right. So as we're finishing up, we are going to touch a bit on balance, and I'll give you an option here. So as we continue to step side to side, you can add a tap with your toe. So what I'm doing here is I'm lifting the heel, tapping with that toe. This is option 1. Let's start here. All right. Now option 2 is to lift that leg, tapping that foot, right? Tap the other leg, lifting that knee. Use the chair if you need, or continue to swing your arms. Good, now we're going to hold it here. So lift the one leg, finding our balance, lift one arm overhead, maybe lift a few fingers, or challenge yourself by lifting both. Good. We want to tighten up our core, shoulders are back. Find a focal point, something up high to look at. Maybe something on the wall like a picture. And then release. All right, let's do the other side, but first do a few more side steps. 2 and 1. And then we're going to lift the other leg this time. So lift. Good. Reposition. Holding it here. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, back to our side step. We're going to do it one more time each side. And let's lift and hold. Lift that knee. Steady breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the other side. Good, right away. You may have one side that's easier to do than the other. That's really normal. A lot of people experience that. Good. And release. All right, so if that's your scenario, you found one side seems to be better than the other, let us know in the chat. And if you've got some water, grab a sip of water at this point. So what you can say is yes. Put a yes in the chat if one side is stronger than the other, or if you find they're both equally as strong or not, put both. Okay, so let us know. All right, quite a few yeses. Very normal. When I work with people, I always ask, and they are quick to tell me, oh yeah, my left leg is stronger, or I had the surgery, or my knee bothers me. Okay, a few people are saying both. That's good. All right, great. All right, so a few more yeses, a few more boths. Okay, so let's move back to our chair. Actually, no, before we move back to the chair, I've got a great stretch for us that's done standing. Okay, we're gonna stretch the front of the leg. So I want you to bring both feet together and then take a big step back. All right, last time we were focusing on the back of the leg. This time we're gonna focus on the front of the hip, our hip flexor. So we wanna stand a bit closer to the chair, bend into your front knee, the back leg should be straight, and then we wanna lean back. It's like you wanna curl your hips under you, keeping that leg straight, and just notice that stretch right here. Okay, see more people adding in their comment. Yes, a lot of people, it seems, have a stronger leg. One side is easier than the other for balance. Okay, thanks for letting me know. All right, so stretching here to deepen the stretch, lift that arm, the same arm, reach it up overhead. Okay, just notice that right in the front of the hip, our hip flexors get really tight from sitting. That's one of the biggest issues. And then also we do a lot of things like going up and down stairs, go for walks, and we don't always stretch. So that can lead to a tightness right here as well. All right, let's lower that arm if it was up and then step beside your other foot. Good. Now we're gonna go back to our heel lift. So one heel at a time, pump those legs. And then we're gonna do the other side. Feet together, take a step back. And then again, we want to lean back, holding on for balance. Lift the same arm, so same arm, same leg, reaching up. Now, how do you know how far to stretch? Well, we don't want to have any pain, but we want to feel a pull. So if there's pain, lessen it up, kind of relax. Don't go quite as far as you're going. Don't overdo it. But the pull should feel like your muscle is lengthening. It should feel nice. It should feel maybe a bit tight, but it should not injure you at all. Shouldn't be overdoing it. Okay, let's lower the arm, step beside your foot, and again, lift those heels one at a time. All right, good. Now from here, a really nice stretch I like to do for the back of the legs is holding onto your chair and walk those feet back. And then when you're as far back as you can go, hinge at the hips like we did earlier. And you can relax, keep your elbows bent for this one, and keep your legs straight. Feel that stretch in the back of the legs. This is also a really good stretch for your low back. And I have a few clients that I work with who have spinal stenosis, and they love this stretch because it just takes a lot of pressure off their spine. So hold it here. Let's do another 5 deep breaths. 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Slowly make your way up. You can walk your feet in. And excellent job. So have a seat. Now you can sit down. If you've got some water, have a sip of water on the way. Okay. And then we're going to sit back towards the edge of the chair. And this one we started with, but we're going to see how you're feeling now. So lengthen that leg, and we're going to lean over, hand on your bent knee, reach towards your toes, lift your toes up towards the ceiling. And let's hold it here, feeling that stretch up the back of the legs. And you may find that you're a little bit looser after all that we've done. Now you may still feel it, we always will, but it may not be quite as tight as in the beginning. Okay, good. Come on up. Another great stretch we can do for the hips is the figure 4. Now, if you've had a hip replacement, if you can't lift your leg all the way up, crossing here at the ankles is great, and then you can lean over. The other option is to lift your leg so it's right across, so your knee is bent, and lean over just about halfway. And you'll feel this stretch right up the side of your hip and outer thigh. And if you ever have pain in the hip, if you have sciatica pain, this is a good stretch to do. And then also it's a good position if you do need to put on winter boots. There's your foot right there. All right, so let's hold it here. Sit up a little straighter, and then we'll lean over one more time. So when you feel that stretch, hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, lower that leg. We'll do the other side. Straighten and lengthen. Leaning over. Good. So again, noticing on this side, a little looser. Good. Come on up and then cross that leg either here, right at your ankles, leaning over, or right across. Just make sure your foot is below your knee. Lean over here. So feeling this again in that outer thigh, in your hip. Excuse me. Now sit up a little straighter. Good, and then one more time, bending forward. Good, and then come on up. Let's lower your feet. Okay, so we're gonna finish. Let's stand up together. Stand up, we're gonna finish with some breathing. And notice how you're feeling as we do. We'll go back to our side step, which we've done quite a bit. Good for those hips. So let's bring your arms up and then hands to your heart. Up and to your heart. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's do 3 more here. And 2. And 1. All right, thank you for joining me. Great work, great work. Let me know, leave a comment before you head off to let me know how you're feeling, how your hips are doing, how your knees are doing, and would love to hear that. Now, a few things to mention before you head off. You may have been admiring my nice new t-shirt. So my business name is AIM Fitness, and my summer project, as we are going into our 10th year of business, that's why I've got the balloons, it was to put out a new t-shirt. So I have AIM to be Fit t-shirts that are available for purchase. I have these blue ones available for people living in Ottawa. If you are wanting a different color, or if you want to have it shipped right to your house, I've got a few other colors available too. But you can reach out to me if you're interested. And the t-shirts, if you buy the Ottawa ones, are $25 including tax. So really good price, fun to be able to work out in, really nice and light, great material too. All right, so I'll get to the chat. If you've got any questions, let me know. And then another benefit as NAFR members is you get 33% off my fitness membership. So if you are looking for more videos, more workouts like this that are tailored to gentle workouts, focusing on hips, strength, knee strength, mobility, flexibility, and cardio and balance, it all. My AIM Fitness online membership is available to join as a monthly member. It's around $33 a month with the discount, or you can sign up for 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. And I know I have many of my AIM Fitness members here who are also NAFR members. So it's always good, like Connie and Nancy, yeah, and Joya as well. So nice to see you all. So again, feel free to reach out, visit my website, activitiesinmotion.ca, AIM Fitness, if you want to ask about the t-shirt and if you want to learn more about the membership. All right, so I'm going to visit the chat. Let me know if you've got any comments or questions. Okay. Well, and it looks like it's sideways for me. All right, good. People are feeling great. Oh, awesome. Best I felt since arthroscopic knee surgery last week. Oh, wow. Good job, Brian. What footwear do you recommend for workout? Great question. So I would recommend some kind of running shoe or even a walking shoe would be good. You don't want it too tight that your ankles can't move. So you want to avoid like a court shoe. But if you are looking for a great place that will measure your feet, Sports 4 is a wonderful, wonderful sporting goods store. They sell the New Balance running shoes. And if you mention AIM Fitness, you get 10% off. So they'll give you a good discount and great service. All right. Do you shoulder and back exercises too? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Today's workout, thanks for asking, Sue.
Oh, you just muted yourself, Meg. Oh, doesn't look like she can hear us. Meg, you seem to be having some internet problems. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. It looks like Meg is having some internet issues. And maybe her mic isn't working as well. So I think we'll the presentation was over, so I think we'll stop it there. So thank you everyone that's still here for your participation today, and of course thank you, Meg, for the wonderful workout. And to everyone, yes, we will be sending out a follow-up email. It'll include all the information on Meg, her website, how to sign up, and also it'll include the recording for today's presentation if you want to follow along on your own time and do the exercises again. And finally, please remember that you can always invite non-members to participate in these webinars. And to register for any upcoming webinars that the Ottawa branch is hosting, please visit our branch website. We will include that link in the follow-up email as well. Okay, everyone, thank you for coming out this morning, and see you at our next webinar. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.